Kizzer. Stop it.
Cheeky little mates.
With the bit.
To do it again?
Do you want me to do it again?
Have you ever had a dream that you you could do so you want them to do so much you could do anything?
Yep. Yep. I feel you there, little man.
What? Hi, hey, hello. Welcome back to our.
You're actually still running with that?
Oh yeah, no, that's what we're doing.
No, that's what you're doing.
Yeah, well, that's my hi, hey, hello.
And it's, okay.
I'm keeping it.
Okay.
I'm keeping this.
Okay. Whatever.
I'm taking it all.
No cuts.
No cuts at all. The raw edit.
We are live.
Well, I mean,
we can be live.
we can.
should do a
We're
live
never doing a live
Apparently
show.
so.
We're-
As if we should, mate. If
Fucking N bombs all over the gaff from Tubby getting cancelled every 2 seconds.
I don't think we could manage it. I'm
bro,
already.
if we just got cancelled, then it'd be over.
I'm already
Yeah, it's
sweating.
all right. Well, you can't get cancelled if you have like 5 fucking watchers or listeners. So
Yeah, I
Well,
want.
that's true.
I only want 5. I want that to be the consistent.
yeah, just every fucking week.
Yeah, every week. I want it to be
Five
consistent.
Just
views.
5 consistent.
No more, no
viewers.
less.
No more, no less. So we're back. It's been a hot. I mean,
Been a while.
We saw each other last night for the
we did.
for the screening.
Yep.
That's what.
Kids
That's what we call.
Sus.
That's what we call in the big leagues. We call them screenings now.
What last recording would have been?
Actual
for-
recording. I mean, this is behind the scenes info, but actual recording is maybe 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been
Nah,
longer.
2.
Nah, surely longer.
No, it's felt like an eternity since we've seen each other. That's all.
Nah,
Bring it up, Jamie.
I'll say
2.5. Go 2.5.
Nah, 3. I'll say 3
2.5.
because it was when I was having my time off work,
Oh, yeah.
which would have been like 3 weeks ago.
Three's the best I can do.
We'll go 3. We'll go 3.
Best I can do you is a,
It's 3 weeks.
is a 1995 V-Bucks card, and you know, I'll even throw in a Travis Scott McNugget wheel.
Who paid that, man? Did it?
Oh,
So,
Anyway.
general catch up. What have you guys been up to? I mean, I've seen Tubby around the block.
yeah, here and there.
I've seen him outside my window a few times.
Circling the block, looking for ops.
I've seen him in my pool. I've seen him in my pool occasionally, just taking a dip.
Yeah, it was something like I went in there last night when it was just pouring with rain, and
Yeah.
it felt so sensual.
A swim in the rain is really good, eh?
Oh, I love it.
It really
It
is.
really is.
Really
yeah.
nice.
I'm elite white man here, having a sauna and then coming out directly into the rain. That's pretty.
Yeah.
It's pretty. It's
That's pretty based.
bussin'. They want to hide their laughter. They're trying to make it seem like
I
they didn't
just,
laugh at that, so they turned away from the microphone. They laughed. Don't let them lie to you. Kids, what have you been up to?
Not much, man. Just working, playing sport.
Or you've been trying to? It's been like where we live. It's been absolute
it's been-
torrential
Ah,
rain.
Sitting
it's
down.
been ridiculous.
It's El Nino season.
It is.
Yeah,
It's
it is. It straight up.
absolutely wet as fuck.
It's almost as wet as this movie.
Almost.
Yeah, it almost is.
Not quite yet, though.
No.
Not quite.
But they definitely did have more water in the film.
They did have more water.
did.
Gotham City just in a perpetual fucking rain
Yeah.
cycle, like dead ass. Only fucking rain. It's crazy.
But you know, at the end of it, it looked like they had about like a fucking 25,000 mils of rain.
I know.
At the end of it.
I know. And then
Farmers are loving it though.
They would be.
and you cut to the morning, it's dry as
Yeah,
dry as the
just
Sahara.
No fucking no puddles at
Not
all.
a patch.
No.
Not a patch to be found. You gotta,
Fucking the sun's just really bright in
And
Gotham, you know.
the SES just did a good job.
Yeah, just,
yeah, exactly. Tell me, what about you? I mean, kisses.
I've just been kind of down the same route. Just working, really.
Chilling. Killing.
No, just, really working. Well, it's what happens when you have a full-time job as well.
That's shade. That's shade you're throwing my way.
I mean, look, it might have been like a little bit, but like,
Don't hate the player, hate the game, all right?
yeah, respect the hustle.
It's because I can get away with doing nothing at my job.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't even think you can call that work.
I know.
You
it's-
legit sit there and watch fucking movies.
I
and then
do-
the occasional fucking tap a few keys and say, oh, just go right over there.
Just go over there, mate.
Just get the fuck out of my way.
For I don't know, for viewership reference, I work at a COVID clinic in our in the time of when this is being recorded, COVID is not really.
We've
not a
done it,
huge
boys. We
thing.
beat COVID. It's over. It's
We've
over.
been
It's
over.
over.
We beat it, boys.
We
Oh,
have
no, that
done
was
it.
that was the wrong button.
Idiot.
You fucking spoon.
We did it.
We did it.
We did it, guys.
High fives
We
all
beat
around,
COVID.
lads.
We beat- It's enough of
No,
that.
but we
That's,
actually-
yeah.
Yeah, I chucked away my mask.
Yeah. I still
You
have
can
to
never
wear
be too
it
careful.
sometimes.
Nah, fuck
You
yeah.
can always go
Yeah.
back.
Yeah,
it's
we're
true.
done. We're done.
I still have to wear it on the occasion.
Do you
at work.
really?
Oh, depending on like where I work.
If I
at.
was Tubby, I would always wear it. You've been stitched up before when you've been caught off guard.
multiple times.
Exactly.
I can't even tell you how many like COVID scares, or I wouldn't say COVID scares, but like multiple. Yeah, well, I mean, it's not really a jump scare, but just like the amount of times where like I've been considered I guess a close contact.
I guess a close contact.
Yes.
As he raises his shoulders.
Yes.
Yes.
You can call me what you want.
Call me by your name.
Oh yeah, well
Call me by your name.
Oh, Ellie Golding.
that's enough of that. I don't know if we have the licensing rights to take on Little Nas X.
Yeah, well,
No,
name.
but we can. We can sing it ourselves.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
They can't.
He's a scrawny guy. I can beat him up.
he's all right.
Actually, he's pretty.
he's
actually,
pretty buff.
Yeah.
And he's
he's-
probably got like an extra foot on you as well.
no, he doesn't.
He
I
like
don't even know how to
he
believe
like
it.
Tyler the Creator shouldn't be as ripped as they are, but they
true.
just are.
But fuck, have you seen Tyler's like performances and shit?
Where he's got the shirt off.
Or just or I guess in general.
Yeah.
Just fucking, he's energetic though.
Oh, I mean, yeah. There's not a ounce of fat in that man's body because he's literally in a perpetual state of running around.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
6'1", we're the same. height.
Really?
We could take
He's
him.
only 6'1". I thought he was tall.
What do you mean only 6'1"? You're like 5'2".
You couldn't hit him though, Kizza. I mean, like I couldn't hit him because it would be both a hate crime
Yeah.
for two reasons, but you couldn't hit him because it would still be a hate crime because he's gay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Are we just going to completely skip the fact that Kizza just called me 5'2"?
Where's the lie though?
We're the cheeky little mates, Tubby. We're
But
little.
I'm not 5'2".
We're little boys.
I'm the average. I am
5'3", mum.
I'm actually 5'2 3/4.
size 14 clothes.
Tubby, just because Kizza and I have to walk around on our knees to make you feel better.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
What an opening game.
Mate, it's shocking year this year,
Oh,
so
yeah, right.
he's. That's not the first time I've heard him say that. It is the short king's year.
He's been
But how many
saying it
times-
since 2012, mate.
oh, that's a lie. It wasn't even Short King wasn't even a
Tubby,
thing back then.
stop etching the markings on the growth thing.
Oh, okay, is this really what the episode's going to
Yeah,
be?
it's
Is
bullying,
like growth?
bullying, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I like it.
So yeah,
Fuck
it's
Batman.
nothing. It's nothing new.
Can we get a new soundbite of like, it's time to pick on someone?
It's time to grow.
Oh, that's
Is that music I can hear, or is that?
Good one.
no, it's a
That's
car
rain.
outside. I think.
It was a car accident. let's have a look. Oh, they're not gonna make it.
Hey, I'm just saying we didn't take a photo.
Oh,
That's
we'll
all right.
do it at the
We
end,
can
it's
do it.
fine.
We can do it after.
Don't worry.
That's
The
all right.
sadness will be a lot more natural at the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah,
Tubby will,
natural.
Tubby will be halfway in a fucking noose by the end. By the end.
You see me just trying to put on a smile with a stream just dropping down.
So this episode, we're gonna cover the Batman, and sort of we'll do like we've seen the film. We all saw it together. We've all got thoughts and opinions. I mean, not really.
My opinions are more valid than these two, but
It's true.
Play on.
He's the biggest Batman fan around. No, actually, no. Tubby's
And
the
the
biggest.
sexiest.
Tubby's the biggest
To
Batman.
be fair, I really don't have too many opinions about the film.
Really?
Not really.
Wow.
Well, this is a podcast. You have to mix them up.
Tubby, what do you think about Batman? Yeah, it was all right.
You know? Oh, yeah. Look,
It was
I'll
Tubby-
talk about it. You know, when it.
Hey, Tubby, what are your thoughts on Batman?
Hey.
He did it. He did it.
So brave.
All right, now thanks for listening, guys.
And the Oscar goes to. That was my Julia Roberts impression, by the way. I don't know why.
Fucking awful.
I was gonna say it.
Really?
It wasn't it.
No, it's
You-
bueno.
Nah,
Anyway, move on.
couldn't. Anyway,
Plenty more time for
I can
impressions.
do a. I can do a.
no impressions here, please.
Only Scouse impressions.
of James Ward Prowse.
Yeah, course. Anyway,
How would we rank our involvement in like well, not involvement. Sorry, that's a dumb way of saying it.
I
Our
was gonna say it's-
experience
yeah.
with Batman media.
I guess our like knowledge, a base
Knowledge
of
of
knowledge,
Batman,
a
yeah.
base of knowledge. I think we could probably rank it.
We doing it like on a scale of 1 to 10? Or?
I'd say I'm probably number 1.
Oh, okay.
I'm definitely at the bottom.
I'm 2, yeah.
Tubby's a bottom.
I'm always,
You heard him.
I'm always the bottom bandit.
You heard him here first. Yeah, so like I guess seeing as you probably got the least to say about your connection with the character / lore and also background knowledge of previous iterations of it. What is your experience and background knowledge?
Okay, well look, I've really only seen a few of the films. I've really only seen Dark Knight Rises.
Great movie.
It is a great film. Obviously,
Excuse me.
We'll get into it.
The best of the trilogy.
Dark Knight Rises is the best.
Unpopular
shut the
opinion.
fuck up and let me talk. This is my part of the segment, okay? So listen.
We're fighting for airtime here.
Short king.
It's a-
Short
That's
king's
it.
on the mic.
That's it.
It's a political battle.
Sitting at the end of the table on his throne.
King of the castle, king of the castle.
Anyway.
on you go.
So yeah, so Dark Knight Rises and Batman Forever, and obviously the Batman.
So those are the only
Wait.
movies you've seen.
They're
Have you
really-
seen The Dark Knight?
No.
Have you-
Just The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, actually, no, that's a lie. I have seen the Dark Knight.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so
So okay, so those
2/3
I guess
of the Dark Knight trilogy and
Batman Forever.
1/4. Wait, can you even call that? It's not. It's
No.
so inconsistent.
I don't know.
And you've seen some, and you've technically seen some Batman 66.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Who
I've seen
hasn't,
a
though?
few, but yeah.
You've seen that? What's the dance called?
Oh, I can't even fucking remember what that is.
You know the dance.
Oh,
Where he's,
we,
where
we
he's-
all know the dance.
You know the dance.
We all know the dance.
We're doing it right now.
Yeah. But really, that's sort of really my only.
So as a kid, you never had any interest in?
Not really.
Wow, that's
See, but as a kid though, I never really was into the whole like superhero.
Not even Spider-Man.
No, not really.
Missing out.
Oh, actually, I look, I'll give Spider-Man the exception. I think I used to watch that a bit as a kid.
Yeah.
But even then, you wouldn't consider yourself
But
like.
I wouldn't say like I
I'm in
was.
issue 36.
No, but see, really, like back then, all I'd only seen was like, I'd probably watched like on repeat, like the first Spider-Man,
the original one,
like the Raimi.
Green Goblin.
pretty great.
But that's really it for me.
Well,
Me.
to be fair, I kind of love that we have a bit of a diverse perspective going into it because it's multiple takeaways we can have. I guess being like,
Yeah.
like I don't know, maybe one of us could have the takeaway, and this isn't confirmed yet. Could have takeaway. It's like, oh, it's a bit derivative of the previous iteration. But Tubby's like, I don't know, they just saw it.
I don't know, yeah. Fuck yeah,
That's all right.
I thought it was a good film.
Yeah.
Yes.
Say less.
I mean, it's kind of interesting. I feel like the whole 3-hour shtick of it is kind of very much like this is for the fans kind of thing. You've seen Batman before, but like this is every bit of Batman you want. And Tubby's like, it's a movie.
I mean,
It is a Batman movie.
yeah,
it's a Batman movie.
Yes,
is.
I see the
It
Batman.
has a guy in a
It's-
cape.
Wait,
He's
Dresses like a bat.
biggest question.
Yeah.
So you're telling me you've never played the Lego Batman game?
I haven't played that either.
It's the best Batman game.
No, it's not.
drum roll.
Do we have a drum roll
No,
effect?
no, I just meant like a literal drum roll.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, well, that's a shame. that
Anticlimax.
anticlimax is very emblematic of our show.
Yeah.
I think it would have been a lot more anticlimactic if I said yes.
A little.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
we don't expect much.
Well,
of
no,
it.
because Max is in there like so. Like the real question: have you played it?
Oh yeah, the real
And
question.
it's probably more of like a if I said no.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Can you add that
Yeah.
to our soundbar collection?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can sort
do
that
it
out
again.
at some
Or we
point.
could just do it live.
Tech guy.
Kizza, I guess
Yes,
you're up
lad.
next.
Yes, of course I am.
What's your
Well, I'd say I have a pretty decent knowledge. So, okay. Well,
Okay, yeah.
We'll
What's,
just start
what's
laughing here.
How about?
Don't know
Sorry,
why.
Sorry, let's put that on cue.
Kizza's biggest connection is the Travis Scott outfit. Is the Travis Scott Batman outfit.
It's definitely not.
If nobody listening has seen this, I'm sorry, Kizza, but I just thought of that. If nobody has seen this, please look up Travis Scott Batman. I feel bad for the guy because he's
I
clearly.
don't. He killed like
did
10
it to
people.
himself.
Oh wait, no, this is. Oh my god, how did I forget? No shame at all. Look it up and mock him.
Yeah. Oh fuck it. Yeah, he brought it on himself.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
Has anyone
that's
has
all right.
anyone seen like the Frozone comparison as well? I'll just show a picture to the boys.
Oh, come on. Man's been a meme for a while though. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like he like.
Did you see the one where he like falls off stage in auto tune?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
Anyway.
Back to
on-
Batman. Yeah. So I've seen like 2.5 of the Dark Knight trilogy. I only saw half of the first one.
Okay.
Yeah. I've got all the Batman the animated series on DVD, like every episode. So I've seen that heaps of times. I've played all the Arkham games, and I've seen I kind of know which one it was, like one of those older Batman movies, the one with Michael Keaton.
Oh, okay.
It was the one with
Did
the
it have-
Joker in it.
That's just Batman.
Yeah, okay, I've seen that one.
Most people call it like Batman 89 because there's so many of these fucking movies.
Yeah.
There's too many.
Yeah, so I think that's about it. Yeah.
You said it's about it. That's a lot of. That's
I was
still.
gonna say that's a lot more than
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah, it was more than I was
Well,
expecting. It's quite because you don't think about it, but it's a lot of dense content as well. Like
Yeah.
the animated series and
Yeah,
the
well,
Arkham
that's-
games. Like
That's
that's
the
a
one I've
lot
seen
of.
the most.
It's
'cause
a lot of hours.
I used to have like the first few episodes of the animated series on DVD, like when I was a kid, and I used to watch them all the fucking time.
They're pretty
Like,
great.
I can fucking like
But
memorize
for
those
most
episodes.
For most people, I don't know if this includes yourself. For most people, that sort of is their definitive Batman kind of experience. Is the animated series. Like they
Yeah,
kind
well,
of,
that's what I would.
they kind of look at that and be
said.
like, that's
Yeah.
what it is, kind of thing to me.
Yeah, those early episodes were just fucking amazing.
Boss.
They're busting.
They were bussing.
This is gonna be dated in.
It
was dated yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it for me.
Did you ever have like a special connection? I mean, like, because I always found the character, I guess, appealing, but there's been that disconnect. Like, I mean, there's the reason everyone loves Spider-Man is because everyone, oh, that's me. I could be a Spider-Man. Like, but like, no one's like, oh, I could have dead parents
I could be a
with $1 billion.
billionaire. Yeah.
Like, it's very much like there's always like the admiration
Yeah.
for the character, but you don't never get that sense of
I can
like,
see
oh,
that.
I get it.
But like I can see the disconnect, but also Batman's just infinitely more cooler than
Oh,
Spider-Man.
100%. He's a bit of a weirdo though. Like, we'll get into
Yeah,
it
but
later.
he's like,
we'll get
I
into
don't know, man.
we'll get into the movie because I liked what Robert Pattison like in his.
Also, Batman the Telltale series. I've played that game as well.
Oh
Both of
yeah,
them.
I was telling Kizza last night after we left that you and I went for the erotic run of that particular game. We were playing the Batman Telltale series, and our only goal
my
was to try and
God.
sleep with as many people
Yeah,
as possible.
that's true. That's true.
we went for the erotic run through.
I will add that to the collection of my Batman
a good game.
catalog.
Yeah, it didn't work.
And no,
We
we were close on one.
we were close,
but then
and
we
then
fucked up.
we said one thing, and she was like, "Ew, you gross man," and we're like, "God damn it,
Did.
Vicky."
That's
I
right, it
guess
was Vicky.
that leaves it to me. I'd call myself the nerdiest one simply because I read the books.
Oh my god.
Like they're honestly
Ugh.
like and it's-
Reading about superheroes.
I mean reading.
Fucking
Clown.
sad.
Pictures.
Bozo.
They're
L
pic-
plus
Clown.
ratio.
They're picture books for little babies. All right. I've seen a lot of the.
I tell you, I know. I'll say it. Reading Batman books is worse than reading the comics.
Batman book. No, I don't read the books. I mean like the graphic. Like I've read the graphic novels and like.
That's still sad.
Look, honestly, they're probably the best version of the character in there because,
Okay.
like, I can get into it later. But yeah, so it's kind of like that. I've seen all the films. I've seen that '66 film with the shark repellent.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I've seen
okay.
some of the old Adam West ones as well. Yeah, it's like
I've seen. I used to watch Batman and Batman Returns basically on repeat, like, and I loved them to death. That also includes Batman and Robin and Batman Forever. I've seen all the Dark Knight films, and I've even seen those fucking terrible Zack Snyder goddamn what do you call it?
Superman.
Like
Justice League.
The DC EU.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like probably the worst iteration of the character.
I'll just butt in for a second. I just have remembered. I have watched a fair few of the animated movies.
Oh yeah,
But not like solely like just the Batman ones, but like, whether it be like Justice League or, some like Superman films where he's in it.
yeah,
But
yeah. I've seen a few of
Yeah.
those as well. Like, they're
I'll
they're,
add that.
they're fun.
Oh my god, that reminds me. Mask of the Phantasm. That's probably the best
Oh.
Batman movie.
No cap, probably
That might
is
be-
probably is the best Batman film. If you haven't seen, I think it's on like I don't know. Like if it's here in Australia, it's on Stan.
DVD.
So
Probably is.
it's on Stan, I think. Jamie, you wanna? I gotta stop doing that because it's. But yeah, so I'd say I've got a pretty good. It's kind of funny. I've seen the most of it, but he's honestly like he's cool. He's got my favorite rogues gallery for sure. Like his collection of villains is probably like it'd always be like a toss up between him and Spider-Man, between who has like the coolest collection of villains. But he definitely always had, and his villains are always, not to say that he's not himself interesting as a character, but they're always the most interesting part of his films. Like that's why they always market it as like the reason you want to go see it. Like Batman 89 should just be called Joker because it's like he's the best part about that movie. But yeah, so going in, so I mean, like the point of recapping just basically our Wikipedia of Batman is going into this film, it could probably set different expectations based off what we want out of the film and the character itself. And I try and put that shit aside and like it's just a movie, like watch it as such, but you can't help it a lot of the time. Have you guys got before this? Like, let's not spoil if this is your favorite version of it yet, but before this, have you got a favorite version of the character, like a definitive version for yourself? I mean, you mentioned Phantasm, like that. What's his name? Can you look up
Kevin
the voice?
Conroy?
You're not gonna look.
No,
I'll look
I'm not gonna
It's
look
Kevin
it up.
Conroy.
It's Kevin Conroy.
Don't worry, I'm the encyclopedia.
Tubby's our IT guy that only works half the time.
I just show up and just decide not to do anything.
It's the luck of the Irish if you can get him to if you can get him to work. Yeah, do you reckon that's like your? I mean, he was also the voice for the the games as well.
Yeah, it's probably I was gonna say it's
And
between
the
that.
series.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's between the animated series Batman and the Arkham series Batman is like
Which is almost like the
same
same character.
thing basically. Like the games are like the Arkham Asylum was like heavily based off the animated series and all the comics and shit. So yeah,
I mean,
that'd be
Tubby,
me.
you've only got 2 reference points here for live action. I get, which is Val Kilmer and Christian Bale.
Yep.
Would you have a favorite out of those 2? Like, hot take. I think Val Kilmer was a pretty good Batman. He's a good Batman, and he's a good Batman and Bruce Wayne in a bad Batman film. I haven't
seen it.
You haven't, that's right.
No opinion.
See, I think they both have their their pluses.
It's got to be Bale, surely. Surely.
Does the voice bother you guys?
Nah.
Where are they going?
Nah, I don't know.
But that's the like the Batman that I'm like.
Used to.
Whenever I think Batman, it's the Christian Bale. You know,
Where are the drugs?
yeah. When someone says Batman,
of psychopaths.
that's just what I instantly.
Most meme Batman voice as well, right? Food, like obviously.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'd say I think my favorite version of the character. I do love Michael Keaton as Batman. Like I don't know what it is.
Come on.
He's pretty great. He's a pretty great.
Come on.
Knock your lights out. You wanna get nuts? Come on. Let's get nuts.
That was pretty good.
It's pretty good, right? It's my favorite scene.
But like, I don't know, man. I feel like he's not attractive enough to be Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, but he's got $1 billion, so I mean,
Yeah,
Larry
true.
David is not Larry David pulls.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Like he wouldn't be in my.
I mean, it's I guess
my
like
list.
my favorite Batman film is probably it's such a fucking cliche. Probably The Dark Knight. Like hot
You're
take-
not like most girls.
hot take, boys. Sorry, it's actually Batman and Robin.
Oh my god.
Damn, that's a rough
That
one.
credit card.
I never lived the cave without it.
Oh, what a fucking and the bat nipples. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
what the
that's
fuck was
ew.
that about?
Oh
Filthy.
god, do you reckon he rubs them? Do you reckon they're touch sensitive?
It gets fucking. They get like more pointy in the cold.
Do you reckon it's like that South Park episode? Like they're detachable, so he can rub his action on it. Oh,
That's too.
that's too bad, Joker. I mean, like, was there some sort of like? There must have been some guy who was kind of like, you know how animators like the horniest guys ever, and that's why bear with me here.
Where have you gotten that from?
About?
That's why all Disney characters like are drawn that way because they're just a bunch of horny creeps. Do you reckon there was a horny costume designer that was just like really into latex nipples and he had to, it was, imagine that being your vision. It's like, no, bear with me here. He needs to, you have to fight for that decision. You know what I mean? Like in any sort of film, any creative decision, you gotta prove. What was his pitch to be like, no, man, you don't understand. This character, this tragic orphan billionaire, what else would he wear besides latex nipples?
I don't know, man. But can we just focus back on your comment?
I was going to say we really.
What are you on about?
They're horny creeps. It's probably a good time to get into the actual like latest film before I forget everything about it. Non-spoiler first.
No, fuck it.
Yeah, no, fuck.
Straight into
straight into the meat of the bones.
Spoilers alert! If you don't want to hear it, fuck off.
Have you got a soundbite for spoilers? Have we got a soundbite? Oh, here it is. You fucking clown! You clowns! If you no, actually, do you have an actual? Do you have a spoiler?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. Hold on, wait. So let's pretend that the last 20 seconds didn't happen.
Yep.
We're in spoiler territory now, so. Just a warning to everybody. If you stay on any longer than this, it's your own goddamn fault for listening to spoilers.
We're in the spooky zone now.
Stop it, Ron! Stop it! You're spoiling everything.
That's it.
All right. Anyway, here we are.
Batman dies at the end, which I thought was a hot take considering they've signed on to a neutral. No, I'm kidding. Do you want to start with overall thoughts, or do you want to like explain our thoughts and then be like, this is my rating?
No, we'll start with we'll just start with like our initial thoughts, I reckon.
Okay. So as far as like a film itself goes, we can get into the whole Batman-y side of it. But as a film itself, how did you guys find it?
I really liked it. I thought it was amazing.
I think I'm on the same page. I thought it was a great film. I honestly went into it with like I don't know why. I had a sneaky suspicion that it wasn't going to be that good of a movie as it was hyped up to be.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It was just something that trickled in the back
No,
of my
I had the
mind.
exact same thought myself. Like,
But no, look, seriously, it did exceed my, I guess, negative
expectations.
thought. Well, not my expectation, because that wasn't my sole expectation
just
of the
your
film.
mood, I guess. How
I don't know.
How would you describe it?
No, well, it just that like thought of it's probably going to be a bad movie just went out the door.
I mean, yeah, like I kind of like I guess I was suspicious. I'd use the word. I was kind of like, we'll see. It's just very much like we'll see how it goes kind of thing. I'm not expecting like, the greatest thing.
No, see, like I thought it was going to be like a god awful movie. Like I was sitting there thinking like, oh god, like I've got a feeling it's going to be so bad, and it's just going to stretch for 3 hours as well. I
mean, speaking of 3 hours, we'll sort of discuss it now. Did you guys feel the 3 hours?
Look,
Honestly,
I reckon well, for me, I thought it dragged a little bit towards the end, maybe the last half an hour.
Yeah,
the end it did, but honestly, it didn't feel like 3 hours.
I think it could have been a 2.5 hour film, to be honest.
It probably it could have been.
I'm sure. We'll probably get like if anyone watches this, we'll probably get comments being like, you don't understand, kind of thing. Like it was perfect, like because people kind of attach themselves onto this particular character so much. Like they love Batman. People really do.
Oh yeah, no,
they very much like attach themselves to that's why I wanted to give our credentials first of like what's our experience with it. But like they kind of attach themselves onto this character so much that if you say anything that differs from like I guess the current,
they are just down your throat.
Exactly. So that's why I wanted to preface kind of thing. It's like, look, like I'm sure that for some people every scene's necessary. Like the more the better kind of thing. But I'm with Kizza. Like there's probably a good 20-30 minutes in there that you could sneakily snip around.
Yeah. And no one would care. It wouldn't change anything.
Yeah. You'd be none the wiser, I think. Yeah. I definitely like I was checking my phone a little bit towards the end. It's gonna sound like I hate this movie. I like the movie. Like I should preface that now. I actually like the movie a lot. I thought there were a lot of great things in it. There were a lot of things that people are probably gonna say were like ground baking.
Betty Crocker.
Exactly. Groundbreaking for Batman. And they probably are for this particular character. Like the whole detective angle of him. I thought it was the best iteration of that. Definitely had my favorite current detective style use of technology, if that isn't even a sentence. so in the film he wears a contact lens that records everything. So you not only get like the fact that he's looking just with his natural eyes with the classic, black makeup around that particular area, but you also get that sort of heightened sense of reality from like the comics and a lot of the animation where it's like, how did you record all this? Like, where's the camera?
Where's it coming from?
It wasn't like it was super fucking unrealistic as well.
No, I mean like. Amazon's listening to this conversation, right?
Yeah, and like he had facial ID as well in his contacts as well, and that's definitely a thing.
Yeah, I mean, like I liked that it was not hyper like it wasn't like 5K
Sci-fi,
retina, it was just like it was kind of shitty quality.
Yeah.
But that's
he just rigged it up in like the last half hour.
Exactly, and like it was sort of, you could almost tell it had a like a fisheye lens kind of viewpoint. It was kind of distorted towards the edges, like it would be if it was wrapped around your eyeball. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really cool use of technology. It's my favorite looking Batman film, favorite lit Batman film. Like they really love, and they clearly care about the fact that it's a character that lives in the darkness, and so there's a lot of black space, a lot of like very sparsely lit space, and like a lot of very big contrasting shadows. And I thought that it really added to the feel of the film. Before we, do you want to start with positives or negatives? We kind of just went on a little bit here, but if you want to structure this, like, should we maybe do like positives and negatives about the film?
Yeah.
Do you have any negatives? Like besides that last half an hour?
I don't really have that many negatives, to be honest.
No nitpicky stuff.
Really, I really like it.
I feel like I'm the lone soldier on the
Honestly, I think it's definitely going to be, because I don't.
You know what? I would actually love to say what I didn't like.
You say what you didn't like,
and I'd love for you guys to be like
counter it, counter it, but we'll have a discussion about it.
Yeah, I mean, because sometimes I miss shit in movies. Like I'm somebody who likes to watch things 2 or 3 times, honestly, because I'm like, I totally missed that the first time. And whenever I'm at home, I always watch things with subtitles personally, because I don't know if you guys notice, but films these days, I always find that everyone kind of talks like this.
I found that actually a couple of times, like when I was like really trying to pay attention to what they were saying.
With John Turturro's character, the mafia boss, what's his name? Falcone. I found him a lot of time. I'm like, huh? Yeah. But I couldn't stop picturing him in Transformers. Okay. I couldn't stop picturing his I thought this is his character, his Transformers character taking a dark turn. He's growing a mustache, he's wearing shades, and he's moved to Gotham.
Mate, he ditched the deli and into the mob boss world.
He cleaned Bumblebee's pee off him, and he's making headways. He's making headlines.
He's finally climbing the ranks.
He's finally climbing the ranks of the Gotham Mafia. Yeah, I found him in particular. I was like, I'm sorry, what? Like, what are you saying? Like, I don't know. Like, so all I'm trying to say is I like to watch things over again. My biggest gripe, and it's I've spoken probably more extensively with Tubby about this, and it's the fact that I've found the film quite derivative of a lot of David Fincher films. And if you don't know, if directors' names aren't something that immediately pops to your head like they do with me, because I'm a fucking freak. Director of things like Seven, Zodiac, Gone Girl, The Game, like a lot of these like kind of like psychological thriller, detective, serial killer-esque films. And it, like, I get it, like nothing is ever going to be wholly original, but it was definitely like the cinematography and tone and length was definitely, I was like, oh, this just feels very similar. And maybe it's because I've watched them all quite recently, because I did like a director retrospect, but I was like, these all seem very familiar. And I was just like, oh, like it almost seems a bit too familiar for my liking. I was like I get it. It was kind of like I was also saying this before to you guys. It was very much like the Joker film from 2019. It was very clearly heavily inspired by Martin Scorsese films like Taxi Driver and The King of Comedy, to the point where it's like this is kind of Taxi Driver. This is just that film. And that was my biggest gripe with it, because it was, I get it, like it probably wants to, he's a great director and you want to pay homage to that and whatnot, but I just found that I was just like, I could have gone for like maybe something unique. Actually, you know what? Fuck, I'll just start saying stuff I love. I love the gadgets.
Just on that point, I will say that like I've never seen any of those movies, so it was not derivative at all to me, which is maybe why I liked it more.
Yeah, I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Like, it's good to, like, perspective is everything for your enjoyment of a film. What do you guys think of like the gadgets? Like this because every Batman's got his own
You
like.
fucking hardly had any gadgets, really.
Did you like that though? Did you like
Yeah,
the
I
fact that it
liked it.
was? I liked it was a very stripped down version of the
Yeah,
character.
well, he
I
had
liked,
like a grapnel gun,
yeah.
and he even
Yeah,
used
he
when
had, he had his one batarang.
he's one
Just
batarang.
the
Yeah,
singular, the singular batarang,
Yeah.
which wears as a fucking ornament on his
It's
chest.
like it's as big as my forearm.
Actually, yeah, what the fuck? I didn't even think about that. It's a fucking massive batarang.
It's just a club.
Yeah.
It's just it's like
It's legit probably like the size of a fucking boomerang.
and not like the ones you see in like the Australia store boomerang, like
The fucking,
traditional
like,
Aboriginal
traditional
boomerangs,
ones,
which
yeah.
is just a giant curved stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No, I actually liked that though. 'cause,
Oh
like,
yeah, it was like if we're gonna hear this. I bet we're gonna hear a lot from this film about this. It was very gritty, you know.
Yeah.
It was very
well,
gritty.
Yeah, it was, and like I mean, again, like on that realism thing, it's like it wouldn't be realistic to be carrying around
He hasn't
like
got the
10
50
fucking
The fucking
batarangs
the
that
utility
he just
belt
fucking pulls
with
out of
fucking-
nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys notice? Like this is very not important, but did you notice with the costume design, he had like his like pouch on his leg kind of thing, like
I
a.
didn't notice that.
I noticed it mostly in the scene where he's walking towards the Penguin after one of the greatest like car chases I've
Yeah,
ever seen in a
that
Batman
was
film. And
fucking
and the
incredible.
car itself, like, mwah,
Yeah.
I loved it. I really loved it.
Honestly, I remember when you first showed me the Batmobile.
Oh yeah,
I fucking wasn't on board with it at
Yeah.
all.
like this '70s muscle car, kind
Or
of,
like because
turbocharged.
I just wasn't because like fucking
It doesn't look
I
very
think just
high
because
tech.
it was like a Mustang compared to like your traditional Batmobile.
Yeah,
I mean, what is a Batmobile? Like, wait,
it's gotta
see,
be
that's
kind of
the
high
thing.
tech and like like a fancy kind of silhouette or what's a car thing? A chassis.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but this one's just like a
But
normal
I
car,
didn't
basically.
like as soon as it like the minute that you see the headlights turn on, I was just like, you know what?
Yeah,
I'm there for it. The
This
sound
is it.
design. The sound design added a lot to it. Like it really. Like we saw it in. I mean, like I don't know if everyone has this kind of theater experience wherever they are, but we've got something called VMAX. That's through like event cinemas, and VMAX is kind of like it's not IMAX, but it's kind of it's massive screen. I don't know the exact specs of it, but like, and it's got a very sophisticated Dolby Atmos sound.
loud as fuck.
Oh yeah.
I loved it. I loved every bit about it. When that chase, I wasn't even paying attention to the visuals. I was, but like it was the sound I was
Yeah.
really invested in.
Honestly, that's my fucking favorite scene. The
Yeah,
whole film
that
was that
chase.
car chase, and then just him walking, like as you were saying before, him walking up to the Penguin
with the
with the fucking the
flips,
tilted.
yeah,
Oh,
'cause it was
honestly
from his perspective.
Yeah, honestly, that was probably I don't know what it was my favorite fucking like shot
I
scene.
guarantee in like upcoming like 5-hour long video essays on this movie, people are going to use that shot of him upside down in their thumbnail.
100%.
That's like the most thumbnaily.
I'm gonna look up some.
Toby's
we'll,
gonna-
we'll continue on.
Toby's
with
gonna
it
see if
and
anyway.
we'll,
That's going to be the most. I think that's going to be one of the most iconic shots that come out of the film.
100%. Yeah.
I liked his. What do you think of his like little squirrel suit? So
I like the gliding. Yeah, I like.
Traditionally, Batman has this. Traditionally, like I hate saying that.
He just has a cape.
But he has a cape,
glide.
and you have to
that's what
kind
he
of
glides
and you
with,
kind of
yeah.
suspend disbelief that it
Yeah.
can glide. I mean, Christopher Nolan, he did a pretty good job, I think, of trying to ground it in some sort of real world technology. But it was still a giant cape that kind of flew. And this one, he literally just zip, like it just zips up like a squirrel suit, like he's with his
And he
mates
even
doing
had-
extreme sports.
He even has like a parachute in it as well, which he fucking pulled too late.
Which
and-
That was
funny. That was funny.
actually that was a
Was that meant to be intentionally comical? You reckon?
100%.
I reckon
100% it was.
But like I think it
Because
was.
the tone of this film, I'm like, should I be laughing at any of this? Because it's taking itself very seriously.
Yeah, I don't think it was. I think it was more to show like because it's only year 2 and he's probably only just. He's
probably
actually, I
abused it.
remember he walked up. He's on top of the thing and he's like. He like made a noise. I remember, like when he was
like he's
looking
never
over.
been up that high, yeah.
So I think it was supposed to show like his inexperience. He's never done this before.
I think it did Batman Begins better than Batman Begins did, because I don't know if you like when like you guys have you seen Batman
seen
Begins?
half of it.
So I promise I won't spend too long on it, but basically in that film, like it's the origin story of Batman kind of thing. But when he's Batman way too quickly for my particular liking. Like he goes from being like from no suit to wearing a suit and just he's the character. Whereas this, even though it's his literal second year, he's still like like you can tell this is like oh shit, this is probably like I could die.
Yeah.
Like,
And he's also like a lot kind of fucking brutal.
Yeah,
very-
like what the violence? Did you
Like,
guys have
Yeah,
a takeaway of that?
I definitely. I think it's a different pace from again like your older Batman.
He killed some dudes, right? For sure.
Well,
Um,
you have to like suspend
Like by
your disbelief
proxy,
in-
obviously.
Yeah.
Did he? Have you guys seen Batman vs Superman?
No,
Okay, well, in that one, Batman straight up just kills folks.
I've seen. Is that the one where he has a fucking gun?
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
seen like that.
So I was
clip.
gonna say, like, because like it's kind of a part of the law apparently that Batman doesn't kill people because he values life a lot, and I can get down with that kind of thing. But I think by proxy, there's a couple of people who are definitely seriously concussed.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Oh no, a lot of people fucking probably walked away with that brain damage.
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, when you think about it, like you beat the shit out of a guy, right? You put him in, like maybe you
Because it's
concuss
from
him.
experience.
You concuss the shit out of him, right? He's in a coma. Is that what like?
Is that worse than just dying?
Exactly. Like you're in a vegetative state for like however
Definitely,
long.
I'd say like traditionally, I hate doing this to be honest, but 'cause I don't like gatekeeping. You know what I mean? It's like you can do whatever you want. Like it's a character, just do whatever you want with it. If you're gonna do like the gritty kind of Batman, it's often gonna be like older Batman, where it's kind of like he's so fucking sick of everyone's shit that he's just given up on trying to like maintain some sort of level of. I don't want to hurt these guys. I want to scare them, but I want to like. But I'd say this is definitely the most violent and dark version of the character. I mean, like even when he's Bruce Wayne, he's pale and black hair,
and he has sometimes he still has these
I love
makeup
that.
around the eyes.
I love the eye
and it's
makeup.
like running down his face.
Yeah, definitely the most emo. Like, I'm glad it showed him listening to Nirvana because he's definitely the guy who listens to Nirvana.
Actually, I was saying to Max last night when he has his hair like the fringe down, he's got a bit of Peter Parker. Spider-Man 3 about him.
Emo
Without the dance move.
Yeah.
Do you reckon before he goes out in public, he also tussles his fringe?
100%. He's got to get like get the perfect like messy to fucking ratio.
I don't want to like it's not going to be our thumbnail for this, but I would love to do a side by side of emo Peter Parker and Bruce Wayne from The Batman. I hate the fact. I mean, I like that it's called The Batman, but my god, there's too many of these goddamn movies.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into characters. I guess we kind of covered him.
With Batman.
What are you looking at? Tubby's laughing.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it's what he looked like. He looked like emo Peter Parker.
He has like the same kind of that
facial
thing,
structure.
Yeah, same paleness as well, dark clothes and
Yeah.
everything. I love when he rocked up to the club. And he was just in like
It was
in what I wear when I like am like just walking around the house.
Yeah.
All right, so we've kind of spoken a lot about like I loved Robert Pattison as the Batman.
Yeah, he was
I always like I don't think I think everyone expected everybody else to be like, oh, what Twilight's gonna be Batman, but I think everybody was like, no, he'll be good.
Yeah.
He's a good actor. Even in those movies, he's not the worst part about them. That's for sure.
I haven't seen him, so no
I knew he was going to be pretty great. Tubby, you've seen Good Time, haven't you?
I think that's probably one of the only Robert Pattison films I've seen, other than like maybe like one.
And he's
or two
great
of the
in that.
Twilights. He's fucking incredible in that.
Yeah, he's great in that. He's great in The Lighthouse. He's great in The King. I've watched a lot of
You've
Robert
watched
Pattison films.
way
Apparently,
too many movies.
he's a very consistent. He's a great character actor. Like every time he takes on something, it's like, oh, he's just the guy.
He just is, yeah.
And I thought he was great in this as well. He did a really good job of.
I like portraying that like emo kind of almost depressed, angry Batman.
Vengeance. Like
Yeah,
that's his philosophical
Yeah.
take on the world. It's just like I'm not.
and he's
here.
like not afraid. He said at the beginning, he's like not afraid of dying.
keep it in your notebook, Bane. keep it in your
Come on, mate.
keep it in your sad boy diary.
Yeah, but I liked it. Like, and I think what you were saying before about how like the older Batman's kind of more angry. I I also think that this one, like in like his second year, like the earlier he is to his parents' death, is also like
when he's the most volatile.
Yeah,
it's
like-
definitely the most like hated he gets. Like it's like
Yeah,
the
like-
lava's bubbling at its hottest,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, he's-
and it's only towards the end of the film that you kind of see it settle. Did you guys get this is the first movie of a trilogy-itis from this particular movie? I did. When it was wrapping up and he was like, it's only just begun.
yeah.
kind
Well,
of,
when they started teasing Joker in it, like
Oh,
I
yeah,
was like,
yeah.
fuck.
extra
See,
spoiler.
I'll
Yeah.
see you in 2 years.
See you in
Yeah.
2 years, like very much.
Pause it.
Pause. you need.
Hey guys, we are back. We had a bit of a technical difficulty there, but we've adjusted our microphones because we all wanted a more comfortable position.
But now we're a lot more relaxed.
Yeah.
We're a lot more relaxed.
Chill.
So I guess we'll use this opportunity to start off on a new chapter. In the sense, we'll go through characters. So we've kind of covered. I mean, like hot take. I like Robert Pattison. I liked him as Batman.
I think that's a very hot take.
I know. I was joking around.
I was gonna say that's a pretty.
I was joking around. I did because we saw the film last night. I did a little bit of like online consensus research.
So did I. A little
Yeah,
bit.
I did not.
some people were annoyed.
I've better things to do with my life.
He was working.
I was working.
And some people were like, he was too emo as Bruce. There's three types of people that Batman is. There's Bruce Wayne when he's happy in the public, and then there's Bruce Wayne in the Batcave, and then there's Batman. I'm like, dude, just who cares?
Yeah.
Get over it. Get over it.
Just
He was cool.
allow it.
That's actually interesting though, because like a lot of the film, it was Batman.
It was Batman.
not much
There
Bruce
was
Wayne.
very minimal Bruce Wayne.
This
in
was the
film.
most Batman
And
Batman film.
yeah.
When he was Bruce Wayne, like normally Bruce Wayne's supposed to be like this kind of charming,
Charismatic.
yeah,
He didn't
charismatic
say
playboy
shit.
billionaire. But this this Bruce Wayne is just fucking emo. He was emo all the time.
No, just through the headphones.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, but like I liked it.
Yeah,
realistically,
I liked him too. I stopped fondling my microphone. Yeah, I'll be kind of. Can we move on to another character, you reckon?
Yeah, I'm happy to.
I love this Catwoman. She's probably my favorite
I was gonna
character
say
in the film.
Zoe Kravitz was.
Zoe Kravitz's Catwoman is probably my new,
Wow.
like, definitive version of the character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, probably the most vulnerable Catwoman, but also, like, the most, I guess, like, volatile and dangerous one as well. Definitely, like, what I kind of picture as Catwoman, which is not necessarily a bad guy, she's just kind of, like, she's got her own shit going on.
Yeah,
And
she's just doing her.
And kind of, like, she'll use Batman will use her, they'll
Yeah.
hook up, and then, like, the cycle
And then
continues.
just dip.
They'll hook up, dip, cycle continues, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I haven't got much to say about her besides praise. Her storyline, it kind of like, I feel like it could have been something that maybe could have explored in a future film. If they're gonna do a trilogy kind of thing. Like, that's where I felt it dragged the most, was sort of like, she has this mother parental mob integrated quest. She's involved, like the information that she reveals is relevant, but at the same time, I feel like the more dramatic beats took up a lot more screen time than maybe would, like, you could have like fleshed it out further on a future film with that character, because she's great. Like, she's one of the better aspects. I hope she's reincorporated in the future if they're gonna do. I mean, I think they've already been like, yeah, we're making 3 of these. Like,
surely.
Yeah, it's confirmed new trilogy kind of thing. But yeah, I felt that's where like the excess was. That's where the fat was. And like, I wish she was more of like a side player that they could have explored in the future. Like, give like in. But anyway, that's just my takeaway of it. So the Riddler. He's a
He's a dweeb.
He's a live stream.
He's a streamer.
Serial
Yeah.
killer.
He's a streaming serial killer with a stronger follower fan base than we've got.
Yeah,
He did 500.
503 503 followers.
Pretty good.
This is another thing. Like, I know I'm praising this film a lot, but it was a good
No,
film.
it's good.
I
Like, if it's a good movie, it's worthy of
Yeah,
praise.
but I like
We've spoken
that.
about so much shit on this channel already. Like,
one thing like about that 500, like
viewership.
yeah, like I remember, like they said in the movies, like, oh, he's got 500 viewers, but they're all fanatical, and then like at the end of the movie, like when they're all trapped in the Gotham Stadium.
City Hall.
Almost like a
Yeah.
Times Square kind of vibe I got from that. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like it was kind of
Yeah.
like open with all the built, like the neon signs and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like, you know, they all get pushed into the stadium, like,
Yeah.
and then all those like his
Riddler
Or the
goons.
Yeah, he's
the
goons,
henchmen.
his,
Or whatever you want to call
fanatics,
them.
yeah. They all come down. Like, it kind of made sense because that's like kind of how he's got like that cult following. It's only like a small viewership, but they're all fucking fanatical,
Just
crazy
hard.
blokes.
I enjoyed
who
the
were willing to
costume.
do.
It
Yeah,
was very. I think it was it Kizura Tubby. I showed this too. Very clearly inspired by the Zodiac Killer. I think.
Yeah.
Look like the anonymity. The like. I
The
loved
hood.
it. I love the Riddler's introduction as well. The cut to. I mean, like, you sort of get his perspective looking into this mayor's apartment, who he then murders. But when he's in the house itself, very like, it was clearly very like horror kind of inspired.
Yeah.
I loved it. I thought
yeah,
it was great.
I really liked the whole Riddler's whole stick with like the Zodiac Killer kind
Yes,
of leaving
yeah.
the ciphers and
What do you think about
whatnot.
like I liked the aesthetic of the plan, and I liked the aesthetic of the character himself. If you guys should watch Seven. It's it's really good, but it's very like you can tell he was very inspired by the killer from that film. Like I'm trying not to spoil Seven too much, but when they go to the killer's apartment, like that's like they find similar kind of like it's all like the walls covered with, well, in relation to all the killings that he's been doing. Like there's dossiers with like very clearly like very tightly written scribbled stuff. I liked how he's just a serial killer obsessed with puzzles. I mean, that's what that's my favorite take on the Riddler, to be honest. I mean, or there's Jim Carrey. But yeah, what do you think of the plan in general and like his motivation and all this kind of stuff? Like, did you find yourself like was it very much
I tell you what, I was all there
until he said
until the very end.
Until he said we live in a society.
But then, when he's given his whole spiel to Batman at a Arkham Asylum, that's when I was just kind of like, okay.
Oh, that conference. Yeah, that scene.
That kind of was just like, for me, like, okay, well, great.
Yeah.
Fucking
Well, what didn't you like about it though? Like,
no, because it just seemed like a bit over the top for the whole reasoning for it.
Oh, like he's reasoning like of being sort of like you were an orphan too, but everyone loved you. I was an orphan as well.
No, look, look. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's pretty cliche, but I thought it was just a bit over the top.
I think what Tubby is what you're trying to say is
for the motivation for it.
Like cause is one thing, but like the lengths he went through to try and prove this particular point. Yeah. I mean, like we've seen that. Like I think even if you've only had as much experience, let's say as yourself, like. It's already a cliche being like Gotham's a cesspool kind of thing. It's corrupt, and I'm gonna collect. Like that's like the Dark Knight Rises kind of thing. It's like this city is beyond saving. Like we're just gonna burn it flood it to the ground.
Yeah, but the fact that I was an orphan. You call yourself an orphan, but you sit there with billions of dollars, and then boom, I fucking flood the whole city.
Yeah,
it's like, well, fuck. Yeah. Where's the jump between?
I mean, as far as villains' plans go, like I was kind of hoping, and look, expectation is one thing. Like story execution and what you're expecting is kind of like you gotta maintain and manage expectations when it comes to things. I was kind of hoping like that the Fanatic fan, like would you guys have found it more cliche / corny if the Fanatic fan base had more to do with like that they were all kind of orphanages, like from that orphanage, like from that like forgotten side of like the Wayne kind of like enterprise kind of thing, and like they all had that very. I mean, that's where their vendetta came from. Like obviously they're fanatical regardless, but that grudge was felt by not just the Riddler himself, but these people were also motivated because they were also in that position. Well, because you don't get much of like why these people are fanatics.
Got the impression that they were like that, even like
that lower class.
Yeah, that lower class. They didn't have to be like orphans.
I know. I'm like
they're just kind of anarchists who are like at the bottom of society and like, fuck me, we've been fucked over by these corrupt ass politicians and these police.
These guys are
fucking working with mobsters.
These guys are the most corrupt versions of Gotham's elite you've seen in any sort of Batman media.
It's like while we're living like paycheck to paycheck, not even.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, fuck this, I'm gonna go fucking.
Yeah, I'm sure. But yeah, no, it wasn't even something I wish that was the case kind of thing. I was more just thinking, I kind of wish, I don't know, like, do you learn enough about the Riddler to care in this movie, you reckon? Or is the attachment to the ideology enough?
For me, like, the ideological thing was, like, a really...
strong motivator?
Yeah.
I mean, it's cliche, like Tubby said, but, it works.
It's
you believe it.
That corruption and, like, the lower class being ruled over by corrupt people, like, all that, Marxism stuff, and then it's also like he himself has like personal motivation because his dad was like murdered by Wayne, or not Wayne, but like
wait, his dad was murdered by Wayne?
Wasn't that?
No, that it was Falcone.
That was the journalist. That was his dad, wasn't it? That's the implication. That's why he was an orphan, right?
Oh, I didn't get that.
Oh, what the fuck?
I mean, is that?
I think because you know how like the journalist was like.
Yeah. I know because
Well, that's what I got out of it.
So
I don't know.
Falcone the mob boss. That's an interesting. Even if that's like not necessarily.
I thought it was just more the fact because the journalist had dirt on Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're saying the Riddler's personal vendetta came from, like that connection as well. I would have thought that his. Maybe I have no idea.
I don't know. That's just what I read into it.
Honestly,
they never actually said it though. That's what makes me think.
Honestly, that's
might be tripping balls. But
I can get behind that.
See, then
theory.
That was the thing. He never.
Yeah, like
stated.
he never explicitly said it, but
it could be a fan theory though.
Who knows?
I honestly, that's
that could be.
Anyway,
some for the viewers.
That's pretty fun.
Regardless of that, I still.
What do you think of Paul Dano's performance as the Riddler?
I thought, he was good. I like.
Yeah,
I think he did really well.
He was like a nerdy psychopath kind of.
I mean, like they definitely played into that sort of trope of what like a serial killer like that looks like with the kind of like the glasses and the like.
And he's obviously really smart.
I've seen that serial killer in a few movies.
And he's obviously really smart to be doing all those ciphers and shit and be coming up with all these elaborate.
Does your brain ever itch at you when you see like explosives and all this kind of shit like that he's got rigged up like the? Do you guys ever go like, could he do that? Like, or is it you or are you happy to just be like, whatever, he's fucking made a bomb.
There's people in the real world
the Unabomber. Have you ever heard that guy?
He
sent packages.
That's it. Yeah, there's people who are genuinely interested in doing that shit.
Yeah.
And he's probably
Gotham's their watch list is too extensive.
Like you can dead ass, you can just look up like how to make a bomb kind of thing.
You could probably look up a video of how to fucking do it.
Did we see? Was there much blood? Oh, dude. Sorry, off topic. Speaking of bombs, Batman should be dead, right?
Oh yeah, Batman when he did the collar.
Batman got hit in the. He got hit in the face with a fireball of explosives, and like.
But I'm just got knocked out.
He just got knocked out.
Not even like any charcoal.
Brush it off.
Nah.
Come on. Come on. I know he's Batman, but like I feel like if it was like a cartoon or something, he would have had like some mouth guard that would have come over the top of me or something. But like it's already established that this is the most ghetto Batman. Like his get up is clearly just like mostly like army tack gear, just spray painted black, or like from a sporting goods store that he's just DIY'd.
Yeah.
There's no way he's got sophisticated enough. Like I hate being this kind of guy, but I really was like, oh come on.
Yeah.
Like, at least get away from it more, Like, at least don't... It was in his face.
That's what happened to Alfred, like, when the bomb came and he threw it.
Yeah. At least
that made sense.
Yeah, and then, like, these big... Like, they're probably these very thick, antique, like, mahogany structures and stuff. Like, it's not gonna, like, do nothing. Like, it's not gonna protect you completely. But you can at least be like, I can suspend disbelief there.
But then there was also that fire shield that was also on the backside of the envelope, or like whatever the package was that you gave him, which that probably helped in a way.
Oh, probably, yeah. I mean, like, would it contain maybe some, like, you can...
or fucking, probably not like...
Out of the two explosions in the film where the main characters don't die, I mean, if you can call Alfred a main character, this is the least Alfred-y film we've seen. Very well used. I liked Andy Serkis as Alfred, like, and I guess no ninja Batman origin kind of thing.
That's another thing I liked, that they didn't do the fucking whole his parents were shot, like showing the fucking whole.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
There, like shot walking out of the opera.
Yeah. They knew. They knew.
Well, it's like the fucking 10th fucking film. Like everyone knows his parents have been shot. We don't need to see it.
You don't need to see. You don't need to see Superman crash land on Earth.
Yep.
You don't need to see Peter Parker get bitten by a radioactive Spider-Man, and you don't need to see Batman's parents get shot. It's as simple as that kind of thing. But like traditionally, Batman gets trained by fucking like Tibetan ninja warrior monks, whatever. Were you guys happy that it was just clearly like, was his fighting style in a like was the choreography in his particular like move set kind of like, could you align that with like, I'm sure Alfred was a pro back in the day that taught him.
He could have like done that training, but it's just implied.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, like there was a line I think Alfred dropped where he's like, "I taught you how to punch."
I taught you how to punch.
Well,
see, that's like that gave me the implication that like Alfred taught him.
Yeah, that was like, that was what I
trained him. Oh, I guess trained him. I guess. I'd say.
Yeah. Well, that was like.
Did you guys miss Michael Caine's? I can't bury on the member of the Wayne family.
Yeah.
Michael Caine.
Some men Just want to watch
The Dark Knight, I think, is still going to be the most like memed upon Batman kind of like, unless they do.
adopted the dark.
I was born in the darkness. I was born by it. So who we covered? Batman, Catwoman, Riddler.
Need to get to some of the villains.
My favorite, I think my favorite Commissioner. Well, my favorite
Black
Gordon.
Commissioner Gordon.
My favorite,
Love it.
my favorite Gordon so far. I think I love Gary Oldman. I think he was great in the previous ones. But I think this is the worst guy. I'm like, I relate to him the most. He, out of everyone in the film, I was like, I'm on board with him.
And he played a lot more of a hands-on.
Yeah, I loved it.
Batman.
I loved the duo. I loved the partnership. That's what I'm saying. Okay, this is, bear with me here. Roll with me in this one. Have Catwoman as more of like a B player in this, right? Have her as kind of like a like she's integrated with the plot kind of thing. But she's not, because I felt like she was like, it was Batman and Catwoman. Like you could have called it, you could have called the film The Bat and the Cat very much, you know?
Yeah.
Have her be like a B player and focus on the relationship between Gordon before he's a commissioner and he's more of a hands-on lieutenant kind of cop. Second film, have him be like, look, I'd love to be out there in the field with you, but I'm commissioner now kind of thing. I'll help pull the strings more like from a procedural upper place, and have Catwoman then, like, because the thing is, I'm like, who do you guys ship more, Batman and Gordon or Batman and Catwoman? I honestly thought that, like, I loved their relationship, Batman and Gordon. Yeah. They were like a cute couple. Like, he's just like, Gordon, you are kind of a good guy, you know. Don't forget it. And he's just like, you can hit me if you want.
Yeah, I actually really like that scene, like when they're in the interrogation room.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Like, whispering to each other.
The cop, like, so at least one of those cops would be like, "What are you talking about?
What's going on here?"
And also before that scene, like when like Batman, that was just after he got fucking.
That was after he got blown in the face.
Yeah, and then they were like trying to take the mask off him. Batman's fucking arc.
Oh, I love that.
And then Gordon's like telling him, "What the fuck? Calm down,
calm down. This isn't how we do shit."
Yeah,
I like to think as well, though. Like, to be fair, he'd literally just come out of a bomb exploding in his face. He's probably still gonna be like,
up.
He's fucking getting up, just ready to just fucking.
I love that. I loved how he was on straight away.
Yeah,
definitely enjoyed that. I mean, what do you guys think of the look of the film? Like we haven't really, like, Gotham itself is kind of it's very cliche, I know, but like Gotham itself was kind of a character in this in itself. Like, not only the characters inside it, but like the world. It was definitely like you couldn't be like, oh, this was shot in New York, or this was like, I'm like, oh, this is Gotham kind of thing.
It's
like
just its own place.
It's its own place. It's wet. It's disgusting. Nobody likes it there. Not even the people who are like the wealthy on top. They all hate it as well, kind of thing. Nobody's having a good time. Even Batman himself, I loved it. I loved when he was just like, I've been doing this for 2 years. Crime's gone up.
Yeah. it honestly looks like if he like fucking crossed New York and like the Bronx, like together.
Yeah.
That's just like the vibe.
He's fully just admitted it. Crime's gone up. I'm doing shit here.
I ain't doing nothing.
I have not helped in the slightest. I'm starting to think my presence is a catalyst and an invitation for more dangerous criminals. I'm starting to think.
Should I do something about it?
Should I be doing something?
Oh, that was like kind of the progression of the film, though, because like at the start he's like that's right. I'm all about vengeance or whatever, and like throughout the film,
and that's where I got like, oh, we're getting another one.
Well, because like throughout the film, until like right at the end when he jumps into the water and helps the people out of the flood, whatever, I don't think you ever see him help one person.
Yeah, I think you could definitely tell. Like when I saw him not help that Asian guy at the start, he was.
That's the character progression.
Yeah, you could I was like, oh, he's gonna save someone at the end. Yeah. Like even if one person, I like a dozen, like I'm like, because they're gonna because you're gonna get this. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna get these video essays. And it's going to be like, they're going to splice those two like side by side. But hey, it worked.
Yeah, I thought it was good because like that's the whole point. Like he's this fucking angry emo who doesn't give a shit about anything. Like he just wants to fucking clean up Gotham for his parents. And then he
definitely seemed the most youthful as well, which played into that angry, bitter young man kind of sort of
the fucking
vibe.
Belt people.
Yeah, that initial beat down.
Oh fuck me, that was so funny.
Did Batman take enough L's? Like, he got shot a lot.
Like he did get shot a lot.
Like, he got machine gunned in the chest, and he was just
the fucking shotgun in the chest from about 5 meters away.
That shotgun blast. Did you guys laugh? I was kind of like, come on, like he exploded. Like I could buy a lot, but it's hard because I can buy it, but I just was like, that would fucking hurt.
It would hurt, but they do have bulletproof armor, like even now.
Yeah, no. I mean,
maybe not a shotgun from like that close probably fucks you up.
Maybe from like
regardless.
2 feet.
Yeah. But
what about when he's like strolling to the club and he's just getting rat-a-tat-tat-tat, like up and down his body and he's just like did you guys like I hate being like I can suspend disbelief, I guess, like if I'm invested. Maybe I just was sort of like taking the backseat too much. I don't know. Like maybe I wasn't as hooked as I wanted to be, but there was some points that I'm like, at least stagger. I don't know. Like
I could definitely suspend my disbelief for that. Like I don't know.
But see, that's like whenever
I get it. It's a Batman movie.
Whenever, even when I go into like any film, like if it's not really like it to me, that's just nitpicky. Like very, very nitpicky.
Shut up, Max. Shut the fuck up. Stop being a nitpicky cunt.
No, but like look, fucking people do it. People don't. I just don't like to do
like,
it.
I don't.
Just because
it didn't remove my enjoyment per se. It just was something I thought about. Like it's not that I took me out of the movie, but I have to acknowledge that I thought about it at least.
I get it, and like to an extent I did as well, but like at the same time,
I rolled with it. Like as soon as
far, like
but that's the thing. I didn't think about it after it happened.
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean?
Like I think there's a line. Like if Batman's fucking standing in front of a nuke and he gets blown up,
it just stands up.
That happened in The Dark Knight Rises. Batman took a nuke. So I mean, if you can take a nuke, you can take a shotty.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like there's a line like where it becomes just too much to overlook. But I didn't think it was that bad.
I love the Penguin in this. My favorite Penguin as well. Like Colin Farrell.
They have
killed it.
Yeah,
killed it as the Penguin. Those prosthetics. Have you seen the side by sides?
Yeah.
Those prosthetics are out of control.
Crazy.
Absolutely out of control. I thought it was great. Yeah, the cast was like. I mean, we can keep talking about the characters because I mean, I think it's the most relevant thing to talk about is the characters because there's so many iterations of them at this point. You can almost be like, there's not a character in here that hasn't been attempted before. You know, like in a live action sense. Like you've got Danny DeVito as the Penguin, who's eating fish and he's just a little like squabbly, very Tim Burton kind of like, like he's got fang teeth and he's like, I'm the Penguin. Want me to show you my flipper technique? Oh, Danny DeVito, you absolute treasure. But yeah, like, look, I liked it a lot. Have you guys got any more thoughts on it? Like anything else that you saw in the film? I mean, okay, I can't not mention the I'm Thomas Wayne and I approve this message. So can I set the scene? Can I set the scene? Rooftop, sunset, Batman and Catwoman arguing about some shit that they normally argue about. You can't kill this guy. Who are you under the mask? All that kind of stuff. As the silhouettes of the two characters pull closer and closer together, you feel the tension of them. Finally, they embrace, smooch up a storm. Direct cut, and just basically imagine them like in your mind right now. Picture Batman and Catwoman kissing. Immediately cut to his father. I'm Thomas Wayne, and I approve this message. like it almost like there was no way that wasn't meant to be. Was that meant to be funny? Was that meant to be funny? You think?
I don't think it was.
I think it was only funny because we've seen that Joe Biden.
Yeah. No, honestly, I think as well because it's exactly like fucking.
It's his dad as well. It's his dad being like, "Oh yeah, oh yeah."
But then you think like fucking like House of Gucci.
Oh yeah.
We need a lot more women in the family, and then cut to him dead in a casket.
Snap edits are my favorite. Like my favorite thing in the planet. Like I love a snap edit from like if it's like done like hilariously like that. I've got really like character wise. I'm sure we missed people. Like the mob was the mob kind of thing, and you know like pretty gross. Yeah. Like John Turturro was. I don't know. He's clearly he's watched The Godfather. You can he watched The Godfather in preparation for the role.
I did like the fact that like how they made Thomas Wayne kind of not bad, but like
I always love it when they go on that take where it's like Batman's dad. You thought he was a good guy, Brucey. I got news for you, my friend. How's my Gotham mob boss voice?
Not bad.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's what they did in the Telltale games, and I really like.
Yeah, I like that as well. Like, I mean, it kind of plays into that. Like, everyone's got this infallible image of their father, kind of thing. Like, can do no wrong, especially if they're taken from like I can't speak from experience, obviously, but like this, like you can get the idea that if they take it from you from an early age, you kind of live with this idealistic view of them, and so when it's brought back down to reality, it's like, no, man, he was philanthropic, but he wasn't like the greatest guy on the planet. I thought the mayor storyline was like whatever, just like it was a nice backdrop, I guess. I didn't like her at all. Don't approach someone at a funeral like. They're not part of the family or anything, but don't approach somebody at a funeral being like, I've been trying to reach you and you have not gotten back to me. You should be doing more for this city, actually, Bruce. I was just like, leave him alone.
We're in a fucking funeral.
Yeah, time and place, Ray Jarrell. Contender mayor. I guess, do you guys have more thoughts? Because I was going to go into ratings. If you wanted to do ratings.
I just like, also...
I want to rewatch it. I'll say this much.
I think it definitely does need a rewatch.
I want to rewatch it because I want to unpack, I guess, like the person I want to unpack the most, to be honest, is the Riddler.
Yeah.
Like I want to see more of him, like knowing the motivation, looking at all this. It's funny, like, first of all, he's upset he's an orphan and then he fucking kills somebody's dad. Like, come on, bro. I mean, he's got his mum still and everything, but I don't know.
He's also rich.
Yeah, he's also... Maybe that's why he was like...
Maybe,
he's like, oh, I don't care.
I'd also like the
parallel between
Bruce
Wayne and that kid.
Yeah, that was... But I was going to say, I like the fact, like, how the story was, like, unfolded in the way where it was like, we know who the killer is, but like we kind of slowly figuring out
more about him kind of
thing.
thing.
Like why he's doing what he's doing.
Yeah, I like that too. Oh, before I forget, awesome music, awesome score.
Yeah.
Michael Giacchino, the composer, amazing score. I was telling Tabby, I was just like, I was listening to the theme all day. Like it's probably my favorite thing about the film. I don't know how I haven't mentioned it yet, but my favorite thing about the film was the score. Dun, 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 like, very, very earwormy, very memorable. And I was telling Tubby, and he was just like, oh yeah, Batman's never had a bad theme. No matter what theme it is, he's never had a bad one. Yeah, like he's always had something very iconic. Yeah. So I'm like, that's a W for the character. Do you guys want to settle on a rating?
Yeah.
I'm happy to.
Yeah. What do you guys? I mean, we discussed this in the past. I'm an out of 5 guy.
I'm out of 10.
I'm out of 5 as well.
Oh fuck you! I'm going 10.
Well, letterbox boys. What can we say?
That's it.
All right, out of 10, Kizza?
I'm feeling a light to decent 9 on this one.
Light to decent 9. Ooh,
transition.
At the minute, I'm probably sitting at about 3.5.
A 3.5?
Out of 5.
Okay, all right, respectable.
Yeah, it might change after a rewatch, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I honestly, I sometimes like only rating a film after I've seen it twice, just to really unpack it, see how it works a second viewing. But I don't know, like this is gonna sound very arbitrary, but when it comes to my ratings, I only do like I don't split mine up kind of thing because I like
whole numbers.
Yeah, I like doing a whole number because I feel like it's good categorizing. Like 1 is like terrible, 2 is like I can't like I didn't like it, but it's not the worst thing in the world. 3 is like it was good. 4 is like, it's like it was pretty great minus maybe like a couple of things, and 5 is like the masterpiece.
Yeah, but see, when I do like a half,
yeah,
on
what
the
is
scale,
that?
That's kind of like me, like on the fence, or like of like between like a 3 and obviously between a 3 and a 4, but like
I'm gonna
again, like I kind of need that rewatch to
solidify your opinion, solidify your take. I like that a lot. You know what? I'm gonna steal the YMS thing. I give it a 3 out of 5. It's closer to a 4 than a 2. Yeah, I mean, like, I liked it. I enjoyed it. And yeah, that's about it. That was our take on it. Watch it in like some sort of, you watch it with a good sound system if you can.
Gotta have Dolby Atmos.
Gotta watch it.
Least.
You gotta watch it, and like if you can get the biggest screen and sound system you can. Like in Sydney, our IMAX is literally bankrupt. Like I'm not even kidding. Look into it. The developers went bankrupt, so we're not getting IMAX for a long time again in Sydney.
We don't talk about that anymore.
we don't talk
about that.
Have you guys seen like the building's built, but they can't?
It's just they can't do anything.
It's hilarious. I love it. Oh, you fucked it.
They did.
They owe so much money. Next episode, do you guys want to sort of like have a quick? I mean, we can do a recommends kind of thing. I can pull up. We have a Google Doc that has all of our kind of like our thoughts about what we should do for the upcoming episodes. Do you guys want to pick a topic now, just while we're here?
Wait, so we're gonna put out what the next episode's gonna be?
Do you want to, or do you want to keep it exciting and fresh?
Yeah, I'd like to. I guess keep it. Not that many people keep it a mystery, but
keep it a mystery. You reckon? I don't mind keeping it a mystery. Like I was throwing it out there.
I don't mind either way.
Or maybe we should maybe we should decide on a format kind of thing then for next week. Do you guys want to do a retrospect or a worst of? So we try to do a series like the worst of a particular streaming service, or do you want to try and like I don't want to watch too many bad things. Do you want to watch something good for next time? We can do the best of.
Yeah,
we could
it's a fucking because what have we've done
we've
done a worst of.
We could do a best of Netflix.
I'm down for that. I'm game.
Best of Netflix.
I'm good for a best of Netflix.
All right, we have to even keep this in the edit if you don't want to. We have to keep this in the edit if you don't want to. But I'm just saying, like we can if you want. But yeah, I'll message you guys later. Like I'm editing it. Like what do you guys want to do? But yeah, I mean like if we're keeping it in edit, look forward to our next episode where we cover the best of Netflix, where we each come with our own projects of what we think is the best thing you can find on that particular platform. Again, same rules applied last time. It has to be exclusive. It can't be like it can't be a licensed project. It has to be like a little like a Netflix exclusive
original,
or at least like a Netflix original or like Netflix distributed. So someone else made it, but they have the rights.
But they're the only ones.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
But honestly, I think it'll work because I think the worst of was pretty
I like
successful.
that. I thought that was a pretty good episode. Yeah, I enjoyed covering that, and I would like to watch something good again before we delve into the horror.
It's been a long time.
I want to do a Nicolas Cage retrospect at one point as well. We each watch a Nicolas Cage movie.
That'd be cool.
I would love to do that because he's got a movie coming out, Nicolas Cage, where he plays Nicolas Cage captured by a billionaire, and he's got to perform all of his movies.
Yeah,
and he's got to break out. All right, that'll do it from us.
So those are our thoughts on the new Batman movie. I personally thought it was absolutely amazing, but these two thought it was slightly less amazing. But that's okay. We all have different opinions.
I still thought it was good.
You stand.
Yeah. No. I'm just a generous guy. You know?
You're a generous guy with your stars.
I do.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
If you liked our content and you want to get in touch with feedback or suggestions about what we should cover or just about the episode itself, you can email us at CheekyLittleMates.com CheekyLittleMates, CheekyLittleMates@gmail.com, or one word.
And look, if you enjoyed this episode and want to see some previous episodes or some up-and-coming projects coming up, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Music,
iTunes,
whatever it is now.
Podcast.
Any sort of streaming service where you get your podcasts from, you can look us up there at Cheeky Little Mates.
Give us a like.
We do
give us a subscribe.
Yeah. We do updates on any sort of social or anything. But yeah. I'm just
chuck your comments below. Give us your rating out of 10.
Only hate speech.
I'm kidding. Actually, only wrong answers.
Only wrong answers allowed.
Wrong answers. Yeah.
All right, thanks guys.
Alrighty, catches.
Bye.
You owe me $2,000.